this is the Tutwiler Community Education Center, and we're in the Tutwiler Quilters boutique, where you can come in and purchase items that we have for sale. You are looking at some bags, some iPad bags for small tablets, as well as some pot holders, some blues pot holders, as we call them, that focus on the blues, and with also the TCEC, Tutwiler Community Education Center logo, and additional items such as lanyards and cell phone bags, so you can hang your phone, plug it into the wall and drop the phone into the bag. Additional pot holders. And just some signage of past Tutwiler quilters and them making quilts, as well as some bags, some quilted bags that have been made, and additional items such as coasters, microwave bags. We also have table runners.
Hold the camera down so we can see those table runners. And you can continue talking.
And we also have some baby blankets. And placemats. And this is just a shot of the area. We have quilts that were made by some original quilters that are hanging in the quilted area here at the Tutwiler Community Education Center. And we have one that I'll show you that will be featured on the flyer, the poster for the Mississippi Arts Commission, because the Tutwiler Quilters received the Mississippi Arts Commission Governor's Award for the community. And this particular piece is showcased as the poster for that event. And as you can see, also it is featured in this particular picture by Mary Sue Robinson. She was making this quilt. She is viewed as the Tutwiler Quilters, really the mother of the program, because when Sister Maureen went to her house and saw her making quilts, she came up with the idea to form the Tutwiler Quilters. We're also a Mississippi National Heritage passport site. So if you have one of those passports, you need to get it stamped, you can get it done here. And this is our area. So
thank you so much. Was that the full center? Melanie?
Yes.
That was the full center?
Yes, the full area where the quilts are, yes.
Thank you so much. Hello, everyone. We just took you on a tour, and you were in Tutwiler, Mississippi, visiting with the Tutwiler Quilters. I'm Diane Williams, and you're tuned into the Crafty View. I'm the host for the show, And Melanie Powell just took you on a tour of the Tutwiler Center. Is that the name of the center, Melanie?
It's the Tutwiler Community Education Center.
Okay, great. And you're the executive director?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
Wonderful. And also in it on Zoom with us is Mary, and Mary's last name is Mackey. Mary, welcome, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Now, Melanie, I've seen you around at exhibitions and things like that. You're one of the quilters. Tell us what you do at the center.
Okay. As the executive director of the Tutwiler Community Education Center, it is my responsibility to make sure that the day-to-day operations are taken care of, and one of those is the quilting program. So I work closely with Miss Mackey to make sure that she has the materials and the threads and everything that she needs to give to the quilters so that the quilted items can be made, such as the quilts, the large quilts, the king, queens, also to make sure that we have additional items such as threads, everything that's needed to make the quilts or a quilted item. That's a part of my responsibility here.
Well, I was going to ask you after because you have a big responsibility. You run the entire center, and I heard you say that it's not just a quilting center, it's an education center as well. And so I was going to ask you to tell us a little bit about the overall operations of the Tutwiler Community and Education Center.
Well, the center has been here physically for almost 29 years, and we offer an array of programs. Prior to COVID, we had an after-school program. Now that after-school program has shifted to a virtual learning site for those individuals who don't have access to internet at home. Those babies can come here and still have access to school, to learning. We hire teen helpers from the community to work here at the Tutwiler Community Education Center. We make sure that our senior citizens receive food on Mondays and Wednesdays. We deliver it to their homes. Prior to COVID, the seniors would come in for fellowship on Wednesdays. Um, the other thing that we do, we have a music program, and still offering music on Fridays for the children because they go to school Monday through Thursday. So on Fridays, they still have access to some normalcy with learning and participating in music programs while social distancing. We also provide food for the community. We are a distribution site for produce boxes, so we give those out on Monday. So we do an array of things here. The center is open Monday through Friday. We assist the community with sending faxes, or if they need to make copies, or even if they don't want to come into the center and need access to Wi-Fi, that is provided to the community free of charge. No fees are associated with that. So those are some of the things that we do here at the community center.
The Tutwiler Center is very holistic, and it sounds like you all are serving a great need that you've seen in the community. How long has the quilting aspect of the program been going on?
Now, the quilting aspect of the program has been going on, correct me if I'm wrong, Ms. Mackey, since 1988.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And it started actually next door at the Tutwiler Clinic. And the program started because the town did not have a doctor. So they invited Dr. Brooks to come down, and Dr. Brooks is also a nun. So with inviting Dr. Brooks to come down, she came down, she was being the doctor, but she also saw that there were other issues leading to people being sick. So she asked Sister Maureen to come down to do outreach in the community. And as a result of doing the outreach, I showed you a picture of Mary Sue Robinson. She went to Mary Sue Robinson's house and saw these quilts. And legend has it, or folklore, that she left that day purchasing about 4 or 5 quilts and had the idea of developing the quilting program as a way for women to make money selling quilts and making money while staying at home.
And tell me about that process. So I see a lot of items that look like they could be for sale. I've seen, you know, lanyards so that people wear on their neck with their name badges and things for meetings. I've seen cell phone holders. And so I'm imagining that you all, this is a thriving business that supports individuals in the community. Tell me more about how that aspect of commerce works.
So we receive orders because the Tutwiler Center, Tutwiler Community Education Center, was featured several years ago on 60 Minutes. So that really established the quilters nationally. So we receive orders via the internet, or people just call and say they want a quilt, and they say specifically what colors they want in the quilt. So Miss Mackey will pull that material together and give it to a quilter, and the quilter would make that particular quilt or that item that the individual is requesting, and we will get it mailed out to them. The way that it works, whatever the women make, there's a price, associated with it, but they get 80% of that, and they get that up front. So the center actually buys the items from them and sell them on their behalf.
Wonderful. Are there, I don't want to ask numbers, but are there a lot of women involved in the creation aspect of what goes on there?
Currently, we have 10 quilters. We are looking for additional quilters because as the publicity about the work of the Tutwiler Quilter grows, we get an outpour of orders. And also because of COVID, we had a difficult time in the beginning finding material because people were purchasing materials to make masks, as well as the back for the quilts are sheets. So finding sheets as well, and even with the batting, all of those supplies were in great demand back in March and April. So it's kind of tapered off, but in the beginning we had a difficult time getting those items because they became a hot commodity.
How do you all make the decision to be trendy? I'm seeing cell phone, holders and purses and things like that. Do you all sit down and talk about what's out there and what kinds of things you think the community would be interested in, or are you driven by those orders?
It's a combination of both. I'll let Ms. Mackey expound upon, how they come up with a design for a cell phone bag, or I didn't show you the wine bags, the hot trend now, or t-shirt quilts. You see those everywhere. We try to stay true to the tradition of quilting, African American Delta tradition of quilting. But Ms. Mackey can expound on how the different items are made and why.
Okay. The ladies, they do a lot of YouTubes and coming up with ideas. And what they do, they come up with an idea and make a sample and bring it to me, and I'll take that sample. If I'm going to a show, I'll take it to a show or something like that. Take it to a show.
Sorry about that.
Okay, what I would do, I would take that idea to a show and I put a price on it to see how well that is someone interested in it. Are they looking at it? Are they asking questions about it? And that's how I come up with, is something gonna sell or not? By taking it to other shows and see how how interested in, the peoples are with it. So I'll take it and discuss the price with someone, maybe someone hosting the show, discuss the price with them and come up with a price like that.
Well, that's really good. That's really good. You're paying attention to what's going on. I know you all have done exhibitions before. You have had booths at different places like in Oxford and Chimneyville. Tell me about some of the exhibitions you all have had where you display your work for sale during an event.
Over in Oxford, we're in October, we usually host, Elizabeth Payne used to host us over there. Yes, Elizabeth Payne, she used to usually host us over there at the Episcopal Church. And we used to do a one-day show over there. And Elizabeth, she, if I happen to have a new item, she kind of helped me at that particular show to kind of push that particular item out there with a price. And that's normally where we come up with our new item price from over in Oxford.
Mm-hmm. But I'm talking about, where have you all done shows before? Where have you, I know you've been to Oxford, I know you've done Chimneyville. Have you done other shows around the region where you?
We do Juke Joint up in Clarksdale. We do we have done LCWR, Call to Action, Brother and Sister. I can think of some of the other shows that we have done in the past.
So you've done a number of shows.
Yes, we have.
Excellent,
Uh,
excellent.
we have really traveled all over doing different shows, and a lot of them is constantly repeating shows.
That you go back year to year, from year to year.
Right.
Excellent.
Like down at Chimneyville, that's a repeated show every year, and a lot of our shows are just repeated shows.
And you all usually have a nice corner booth when I see you, or sometimes it's the booth is usually very visible, and you don't come with just a little bit of something. You come.
No,
Go ahead.
we kind of stock up for our shows, especially our shows that we just about know we're gonna do well at. We pretty much have a really good stock then. Like special in Oxford, it's one of our best shows.
Wonderful.
Because that's a one-day show.
Are you talking about the double decker or the fiber art festival?
No, the Episcopal Church over there.
I see. But you also have done the
double. We have done double decker in the past. Fabric art. We used to do it every year. We just started doing that show probably about 5 years ago. And that's something like a 3-day show, 2 or 3 day show over there.
Yes. Now I want to talk to you about something that's very unusual for a quilting group. Very unusual. And people need to know this about you all because you all are unique, you're trailblazers. And I have heard that your designs, your quilts are in a hotel. Is that in Cleveland, Mississippi? Talk about that and how that came about.
Now, what you say?
Is it
No,
that's not you all?
yes, ma'am, that is us, but it's at the Travels Inn in Clarksdale.
Okay.
That's what kind of threw me off. I thought I heard you say Cleveland.
I thought it was in Cleveland. See how much I know?
No, it's in Clarksdale.
Oh, so it's in Clarksdale.
Yes. When they placed their first order, they placed an order for 19 quilts. And then they came back and did 2 more extra, which made it 21 quilts. So then later on, they came back and did 2 more. So they kept us really busy. And after that 19, 20 quilts, We had one 19 quilt came from Oregon. They did a 19 quilt for a retirement home out there. So they done made another order for 2 more extra quilts for out there.
So that was a pretty large order.
Yes.
My goodness. And what was
So
the name
that
of that organization in Clarksdale?
It's the Travelers Inn in Clarksdale.
Okay. Yeah, you know, I was up there in Cleveland and I stayed at this hotel and I was trying to get a room with with you all's quilts in it, and I was I was at the wrong hotel.
Yes,
And
ma'am. You was at the
I want
wrong hotel.
I want to say the last 19 quilts that we did, it was during the COVID. It was last year during the COVID. So we got
Really?
19 orders for, for quilts.
Mm-hmm. That's
So
amazing.
that was a big thing. That was a big thing to me, during the crisis, we got this big order for quilts.
That's right. That's right. People want to stay warm and protected and cover up.
Yes.
So does that happen very often that you get an order for 2, 3, 4, 5 or more quilts at one time?
It does. Like during the holiday season, you might have a particular family that would like to order quilts for everybody in their family, or they might want to order a throw. So especially at the Christmas time, we get those large orders. Or if sometimes it just could be a special occasion, just like the sister house in Oregon that wanted every new bed to have a quilt on it. And knowing too that the quality that they're requesting, it will be a good quality, it'll last. We have a Facebook page now, the Tutwiler Quilters. They're also on our Tutwiler Community Education Center website, and that's the whole name, Tutwiler Community Education Center. And you get feedback from people from all over who have purchased quilts. And just recently, a lady purchased a quilt prior to COVID at a rummage sale, and she saw the sticker on the back, and she wanted to know what quilter made it. So I had to show it to Miss Mack. Is like, well, do you know who made this? And she could tell by the stitch and all of that, which quilter and how old it was. So we get that, and people excited because of the quality is still lasting, and they're still able to use it.
That's
It is
wonderful.
really something that you can pass down from generation to generation.
Mm-hmm. Do people ever ask you all how to care for these items? Because most of the items that you have are made of fiber, they're made of fabric. So do they ever want to know the best way to care for them, such as how to care for their quilts?
Yes, we have some people that ask, and we usually tell them cold water wash and just a really light, cycle on it. Um, Something like an air dry when you put it in the dryer. I either just put it in the cleaner. We have a lot of people just put it in the cleaner, do dry cleaning.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because they don't want to, run the color in it, whatever. They
Right.
want it to stay new and fresh.
So I imagine you all have a very large stock of fabrics around there and to work with.
Well, we have a fabric room. Fabric in the past has been donated. We're running kind of low. I've had to make 2 fabric runs here recently for fabric and as well as thread. So we're running kind of low. We do accept fabric donations.
Oh, wonderful. That's good to
Mhm.
know. And how important is it to you all to uh, mentor or train other people? I heard you say you're looking for more quilters, but do you all work to teach and train upcoming uh, uh, crafters in this art form?
Yes, ma'am. Recently, we received a grant from the Women's Foundation, Mississippi Women's Foundation, And we used those dollars to do a quilting class. And that quilting class was what we call a 2-generation quilting class. It included a mom, and this particular class included mothers and their daughters, and 2 mothers and their sons. So what we were trying to do is teach them the basics of quilting, but as well as get them interested in quilting so that they could become quilters for Tutwiler for the center. But also, if they didn't want to become quilters for the center, they had the opportunity to learn how to start their own quilting business or their own business in general. So we are looking for quilters and trying to train young people in the community to become quilters.
Fabulous, fabulous. And if people wanted to get in touch with you, would you tell me, do you have a website? Is there an email address? Are you on social media?
Yes, ma'am. We are on social media. We're on Facebook. We have 2 Facebook accounts, Tutwiler Quilt on Facebook, and the Smithsonian Museum Education Center has a Facebook page. We also have a website. It is www.tutwilercommunityeducationcenter.org. And the phone number here at the center is 662-345-8393. So we can be reached on all 3 of those platforms.
Wonderful. I appreciate you, Melanie Powell, and I also appreciate you, Mary Mackey. Is there anything else you'd like to say to the listeners today?
We would like to thank them for being interested in the Tutwiler Quilters and the Tutwiler Community Education Center. And I would encourage them to look at our website and our Facebook page. And if you need a specialty order, by all means, give us a call.
Thank you so very much.
Thank you.